We are Black Force. We are San Diego.
We welcome you to cloud-covered San Diego tonight for Game 2 of the 4-game series between the Miami Marlins and the San Diego Padres. Well, Brian Anderson back in the lineup for the Marlins tonight. 13 hits, a .325 average, and 6 runs scored in the last 10 games. He's been streaking. On the other side for the Padres, Travis Jankowski. He's back in the starting lineup. Had yesterday off for the most part. Came in to pinch hit. .325 average, a .395 on base percentage as the Padres leadoff hitter. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, tonight, Tyson Ross will take the ball in Game 2 of the series, and he's been very good throughout the entire year, but especially the last 3 games.
Most consistent starter, Tyson Ross. He's been throwing the fastball aggressively in the zone, but the one pitch that really sticks out is that cutter/slider. Now, the last 3, perfect record, ERA under 2. He gets ground balls when needed. He will also get the strikeout. He'll avoid the sweet spot with that cutter. The thing about Tyson, he'll have 4 walks here, 2 walks there, but it's that cutter that he goes to, even behind in the count, Don, that gets him out of trouble. He has that kind of confidence to he'll get the swing of the miss, or he'll get a grounder for a double play as well.
Well, the Marlins have made a great many changes. We don't have to tell you that. A lot of their stars are gone, but one that is still in their lineup every day doing the catching is JT Realmuto.
He's their best player. This guy hits singles, he hits doubles, triples, and home runs. And for a catcher, the grind of being a catcher, it doesn't seem to phase JT Realmuto. These are leaders amongst catchers. Batting average, on base, slugging, the hits, and it's not only his offense. Even though he's number 2 hitter, he's hitting .379. This guy's got best pop time in Major League Baseball from catching down to second base. He's a great thrower, great receiver, all-around best player for the Fish.
Well, coming up, we'll meet the newest Padre, Phil Hughes. We'll hear from Hughes next. Annie Heilbrunn will join us from Petco Park in San Diego. This season, Padres home runs score free Jumbo Jacks only at Jack in the Box. By Petco, the pet company. By Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. And by Sycuan Casino, opening in 2019 is Sycuan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. Now the Padres and Marlins getting ready for Game 2, but before we get it started, let's send it down to field level and Annie Halbrun.
Thanks so much, Don. And yes, the Padres have a new pitcher in their bullpen, righty Phil Hughes, who they acquired from the Minnesota Twins, along with cash in the 74th pick in the upcoming draft. And to make room for Hughes on the roster, they've optioned Tyler Webb to AAA El Paso. Now, Hughes is about to be 32 years old. He's a 12-year veteran in the league. He's a former All-Star, but he's been going through some down years, mostly because of injuries. He's the only major league pitcher to have had thoracic outlet surgery twice in 2016 and 17 because of recurring symptoms. But in talking to him today, he said he feels healthy. He still has something left in the tank. He said, I know how to get guys out. I know how to throw strikes. And a change of scenery might be just what I need. Here's more from Phil Hughes.
Kind of got to a situation in Minnesota where I just, went down to the bullpen and wasn't really getting a lot of chances to get into games. And, kind of a numbers game up there. And so being down here, I'll have a chance to pitch more often and, hopefully contribute and be a veteran presence to a bullpen that, really has a lot of potential. So I'm looking forward to it.
He's been through a lot health-wise, but his experience, I'm sure some guys in the clubhouse will lean on and will learn from him. And for us, it's another arm in the bullpen that'll get some opportunity at certain times. And what that opportunity turn into will be dictated by how well he throws.
Yeah, and a fun fact about Hughes, he grew up in Santa Ana. He'll be coming back to the West Coast. Well, the Padres will look to fry the fish in the second game of a 4-game set. Padres Marlins coming up next on Fox Sports San Diego.
Wow, strike 3. 1, 2, 3, inning for Tyson Ross. Tyson Ross ready to go here tonight as we check out the weather report brought to you by your always sunny Honda dealers of San Diego County. 62 degrees, southwest breeze at 6 miles per hour. Forecast is for this cloudiness to continue throughout the night, and it is cloud covered as we get it started tonight. It's Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, Annie Halbrun with you for Game 2 of this 4-game series between the Padres and the Marlins. Don Mattingly, the manager of the Marlins, puts together a lineup that looks like this. Derek Dietrich came off the bench yesterday, but he is leading it off and playing in left field today. JT Realmuto does the catching with Justin Bohr at first base. Brian Anderson at third base with JT Riddle at shortstop. It is J.B. Shuck in right field, Lewis Brinson in center, Yadiel Rivera at second base, and Dan Straley, the pitcher, out of the 9th spot. Tyson Ross on the mound tonight for San Diego.
And the scouting report for the big right-hander is brought to you by GMC. Any pitch, anytime. We talked about the slider earlier. He'll throw it 2-0. He'll throw it 0-2. He's got good command of that pitch as well. When he walks a hitter, don't fear. He'll throw a grounder in that cutter or slider to keep the infielders busy.
Now Derek Dietrich to lead it off on kind of a gloomy night here tonight at Petco Park. First pitch of the ball game is going to miss outside for ball 1. Strike over the outside corner. That time did pick up the corner. Dietrich coming off the bench to participate in yesterday's game. He's into game number 51 of the year and leading off tonight for the Marlins. Grounded foul over by the Padres dugout.
Well, how poorly are these Marlins? There's the former Marlin, A.J. Ellis, struggling to get on base percentage for the ball club. 13th in the National League for Miami.
Well, they started very badly. They were 5-17 to begin the year. Now they're just one game under 500 at 15-16, dating back to April the 24th. So they have kind of turned the corner on what was a very tough start. Grounder foul outside of first. A lot of things happened there. They played a lot of very good baseball teams to begin the year.
Tough schedule. There's a lot that needs to be fixed though with this Marlins team, because hitting 13th in the league, runs 15th, dead last for the Marlins. But they're ready to hit. You can see Justin Bohr in that dugout, eyeing Tyson Ross getting ready. You know, as a pitcher, Don, you always disliked being on a team to where you felt like you always had to throw a shutout each and every time out.
On the outside corner for strike 3. Dietrich strikes out. A good start for Tyson Ross.
He went back door on it. That's the slider. Now Rafi Lopez is set up inside. See how he shifts his body a little bit to his left? He may have gotten a call right there. Let's see if that's a consistent call for both sides tonight.
Now one down here in the first, and it brings up JT Realmuto. Realmuto had yesterday off. Comes in hitting at .323, 6 homers and 17 runs batted in.
This kid's the real deal for the Marlins. He's probably their best player. Does it all.
Last 14 games he's hit at .345. Breakdown 20 for 58 with 10 extra base hits, 9 RBIs in the last 14 games. And sends this one to center. Margot backpedaling to make the catch out there. 2 down.
Well, we know that Manuel Margot is in center field. Let's take a look at the rest of the defense for the Padres, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. In left field, Travis Jankowski. In right, Franmil Reyes. Corey Spangenberg, 9th start at third base this season. At short, Freddie Galvis. Second, Jose Perella. At first base, the Gold Glover Eric Hosmer. And behind the plate, Rafi Lopez.
Two down here in the first, and it brings up Justin Bohr. Bohr at .242, 10 homers and 24 runs batted in. .384 on base percentage for the first baseman for the Marlins. Lengthy trip for the Marlins just beginning. These 4 against the Padres. They go to Arizona for 3 and then go to St. Louis for 3. So 3-city tour, much like what just the Padres finished up doing. 2-2 to Bohr with Brian Anderson waiting on deck here. The Marlins batting in the top of the first inning. It's be pitch 15 of the inning for Ross. And it is chopped. Ross will let it go. Perella flips glove to glove, and it'll be late off the glove of Hosmer. And reaching at first base is Justin Bohr. Well, that chopper was in the air a very long time. And when Tyson Ross could get it, really made it a tough play on Perella. It's a base hit.
Yeah, as soon as this ball gets by Tyson Ross, no chance. He's going over towards first base. Now it's the glove flip, and it kind of sticks in the glove a little bit. The backhand flip.
Wow.
Boy, that would have been close.
Very close. Now, Bohr does not run terribly well. Played a factor, but he does reach on the infield hit with 2 down here in the first.
And Tyson did the right thing. That's his job, to go over towards first base. If he does not get it, continue on. He can always peel off.
Now, Brian Anderson hitting at .327 with 8 runs scored in his last 14 games. It's all Major League rookies with 55 hits so far this year. Picked on the backhand that time by Lopez. On a strike here with 2 down in the inning. Runner at first. Well, the Padres have won each of Tyson's last 3 starts. Individually, he's gone 2-0, the 1.93 earned run average in the last 3 starts, giving up 4 earned runs in 18 2/3 innings. That's strike 2.
And the other thing about Tyson is he's a horse. I mean, we know that he can go 100+ pitches. And he has proven that above 100 pitches, he can still maintain his velocity. Although the velocity is down a little bit, he can hit his spots and also have tight spin and tilt on that breaking ball of his.
Yeah, last 5 games in a row, he has gone at least 100 pitches thrown in. And his season high, that was 127 when he flirted with the no-hitter at Arizona.
And typical Tyson, the next day I go up to him and say, hey, how'd you feel? He goes, oh, yeah, I had more in the tank. He's a Clydesdale.
Two-two pitch to Brian Anderson. And a swing and a miss. He goes chasing. Second strikeout for Ross. Marlins don't score. The Padres are coming up. San Diego County Toyota dealers. Leading it off is Travis Jankowski with Corey Spangenberg at third base. Eric Hosmer at first base. Jose Perella at second. Rafael Lopez does the catching with Franmil Reyes in right. Freddie Galvis at shortstop. Manuel Margot in center. Tyson Ross, the pitcher, batting out of the 9 spot.
On the hill for the Marlins, Dan Straley. He's in good form right now, very confident, but he is wild at times. When you look at his line, in 26 innings into this ball game, he's walked 17. Good 4-pitch mix from the right-hander. 4-seamer slider change and occasional 2-seamer.
Line the other way to left. Dietrich coming in, but that's going to drop in for a base hit. Travis Jankowski's on to start the bottom of the first inning.
You gotta love Travis Jankowski getting the hands in and getting enough of this one down by the label to where it drops in front of Derek Dietrich in left field. That's what it's all about, leading off for the Friar. Getting on base and putting some pressure on Straley early.
Lead runner on here for San Diego in the bottom of the first inning, and it brings up Corey Spangenberg. 177 average for Corey coming into tonight's game. Lay off a pitch up and away.
You know, check out tonight, Jankowski and Spangenberg. The speed at the top, 1-2. Maybe lay down a bunt later in the game in a certain situation. Extra bases, that's a for sure run.
Liner to center. Brinson coming in, and that's going to fall in for a hit. So back-to-back singles to begin the bottom of the first inning for the Padres.
Well, station-to-station baseball right out of the gate for San Diego. Now you got the big hoss coming up. Eric Hosmer has got some pop, extra base pop. Like Travis Jankowski, Corey Spangenberg going the opposite way, trying not to be in pull mode early against Straley.
2 on, nobody out, and here is Hosmer. 256, 6 homers, and 20 runs batted in for Hosmer. Take strike one. Eric Hosmer yesterday going 1 for 4. Hitting at 282 against right-handers this year. .293 with runners in scoring position. You got Jankowski at second, Spangenberg at first, and nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Nice job of laying off that changeup, not even close to being a strike. Good recognition by Eric Hosmer.
Lewis Brinson, the center fielder, over towards left center as Jose Perella waits on deck here for the Padres in the bottom of the first inning. Line to center field and a base hit for Hosmer. Jankowski being waved around, a bobble out there by Brinson. So Hosmer goes to second base, and coming around to score is Spangenberg all the way from first, and the Padres take a 2-0 lead. A miscue out there in center field by Brinson leads to another Padres run.
These are the type of mistakes that the Padres have to take advantage of and bury the Marlins early. Let's see what happens here. 1, 2, 3 hopper, 4 hopper, 5, and just got underneath the glove of Brinson. It's got to be one of the worst feelings for an outfielder to be backing up Shuck, the right fielder.
So a single and error charged to Brinson in center. 1 RBI out of that for Eric Hosmer, who's now at second base. Takes second on the miscue by Brinson, and Jose Perella now the batter. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. A strike here to Perella with Hosmer at second base. They'll take the strike, down 1-2. National League rankings this year. Padres offensively, the bases empty at 217, runners on at 241. 12th in that category, and runners in scoring position, they are 5th. And Perella trying to cash in right here as he fouls one back, 1-2.
That's kind of an odd stat, isn't it? Seems to me the Padre hitters, when runners in scoring position, they're taking advantage of some pitchers' mistakes. And I mean, to me, when I look at numbers like that, that means that they're trying to use the whole field. I'm trying to think of other reasons why they're ranked 5th. I mean, that's pretty darn good.
Rafi Lopez waiting on deck. Seemed to bear down with Ben in scoring position.
Yeah.
Grounder up the middle, ranging is Rivera. He'll pick himself up and throw Perella out. Nice play by the Marlins second baseman as Hosmer takes third with one down.
Let's take a look at the Marlins defense behind Dan Straley. The defense is brought to you by your San Diego Cadillac dealers. Well, this team, the Marlins, they lead the league in initials for first names. Riddle, third start at shortstop this season. It's JT Riddle on the infield. Yadiel Rivera at second base. Justin Bohr at first. Brian Anderson at third behind the plate. JT Realmuto in the outfield. Derek Dietrich. Lewis Brinson in center. J.B. Shuck in right.
Rafi Lopez starting tonight's game, doing the catching. And infield in all the way around right now for the Marlins against Lopez. It's at 160. 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. Eric Hosmer 90 feet away at third base and 2 runs already in. Foul tip that time, 2-1. So 2-0, didn't get the fastball, get the slider instead.
Yeah, Straley trying to work down fewer than 2 outs. Now the infield will go on a shift. 3 heavy on the right side.
They are the lip of the grass on that right side. Lopez trying to lift something here, and it evens up now at 2-2. Straley better on the road than he is at home. 6.00 earned run average at home, 1.59 ERA away from Marlins Park.
It's one of those I can't understand. Marlins Park pretty much pitcher friendly, don't you think?
Oh yeah. 172 opponent batting average on the road. Lined over the broad end infield, a base hit into right field. Hosmer will score, and the Padres take a 3-0 lead. Rafi Lopez driving in a run. Start for San Diego tonight against Dan Straley and the Marlins.
Putting pressure is finally nice for the Padres to have the Marlins playing catch up. This was a breaking ball. It was just up too high, and Lopez lofts that ball over the infielder's head. Now with the 3 on the right side defensively, that tells me that he's going to go off speed, something down, but they're going to beat him to the ground. Not the case. It was up, and Rafi makes him pay.
So a 3-run first inning. The error very costly out there in center field for Lewis Brinson as part of this inning. And it brings up Franmil Reyes. 76, couple of home runs in the big leagues and 3 runs batted in. Marlins have won each of Dan Straley's 5 starts this year, coming into start number 6 tonight. No other starter in baseball who has made more than 3 starts without his team losing at least once. And he only gave up 1 run over his last 2 starts, but so far 3 here in the first inning. Much different result for him out of the gate.
Padres laying off some bad pitches too, which is nice. They're very disciplined at the plate early on.
Tyson Ross waiting as his team collects so far 3 runs. Reyes will carve it foul off to the right.
Oh, the big kid took a big hack there. I think that was something he had in mind to drive to the opposite field.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Reyes. That's the first strikeout for Straley. 2 down. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Don, you just touched upon one of the keys. Break Straley's streak. Marlins win 5 decisions, right? 5 games that he has started. And also, Ross puts Miami in vice. See where I'm going there?
Yeah.
Crockett and Tubbs. I was going to wear a leisure suit tonight, but I didn't think it would pay me go with. It's two 80s.
You're 280s though, pretty much all the way
Yeah, I'm
around.
pretty much stuck in the 80s. No problem with that.
This one fouled off to the left out of play.
You got a problem with that?
No, just an observation. Most of your movie references, music references,
Duly noted.
all from the 80s. So you missed the 90s completely. And a lot of the 2000s.
Bad movies, bad music.
In the air, foul off to the left out of play.
See if Straley goes out of the zone like he did with Reyes. That slider down and away. Left-handed hitter, though, something soft to Freddie Galvis. He could pull down that right field line if he leaves it up in the zone. Change up.
Bounces in, and it evens here at 2-2. Fastball away coming here as they set up outside. And Galvis will ground it left side to short. Riddle goes to first. Low throw, but dug out by Bohr to end the inning. But a nice inning for the Padres. 4 hits in the inning. Travis Jankowski got it started. Spangenberg, Hosmer, and Lopez all with hits in the inning. And Padres enjoy a 3-0 lead.
His fastball, and it just cuts, and then it gets flagged as a cutter. You know, he's just got life to his pitches, and sometimes the hardest guys in the world to hit is that you don't know if it's going to sink or if it's going to cut. You don't know if it's going to go straight or cut a foot and a half, and Tyson has some of that, and that's what makes him so difficult to hit sometimes. And so we like that unpredictability with him.
Well, that's interesting. that the fastball will cut on occasion sort of naturally without him doing anything.
That's just getting extended, and it's the way the ball comes off the hand. It gets that little rotation. And on the four seam, it's not as big as the true intended cutter. And then he's got the slider. Talking to Darren Balsey before the game, he said he's got a hard slider, a soft slider, and then he throws that cutter. He can wrap it, make it bigger. That at 88 is probably a hard slider at 88. The cutter would be more on the velocity side, higher in the velocity, like 92-ish.
Fouled off to the left, out of play.
83, that's probably the soft, the slider. The more true slider at 83.
Now, whatever it is working, especially the last 3 times out. And just a piece is Riddle.
Now, we just saw Rafi Lopez put down a 3. Probably the slider, because the pitch he threw had that slider tilt to it. And you know, Rafi will put down the number 1, in or away with the pinky, and then that fastball will kind of cut.
On the ground, softly hit towards Perella at second base. And that is out number 1 of the second inning. Time now with the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Never gets old talking about the cutter of Tyson Ross. High release point, getting through, getting extended, and just that little bit, maybe 6, 8 inches, maybe 10 inches. Works both sides of the plate. And then even the good hitters, Bryce Harper, very tough to make contact. Late, sharp break. It's a money pitch out of the hand of Tyson Ross, and the usage has gone way up from April to May on that pitch. April, the cutter 2.4%. May, almost 22%.
On the ground, softly hit again towards Pirelli. He's been busy, and he gets it there just in time to get J.B. Shuck for out number 2. So Pirella's been busy here in the inning, 2 down, and bring up Lewis Brinson.
The whole infield's going to be busy tonight, Don, if he's got that cutter slash slider working.
A costly error defensively for Brinson in the bottom of the first inning. Padres scoring 3 times. 2 of the runs are earned. Ross coming in individually at 4-3 with a 3.13 earned run average. 11th start of the year. Posted to a 3-0 advantage here tonight. Grounded foul into the Marlins dugout. They're housed on the third base side here at Petco Park. Couldn't get Brinson to chase, and it evens at 2-2. Last 12 games, Brinson 4 for his last 45 at 0.89. One of the struggling Marlins. 1 run in his last 12 games. And a grounder up the middle, ranging is Galvis. He will throw off balance, spinning, but it is late, and beating it out is Brinson. A nice bid by Galvis. Had to go a long way to get it, and then spinning around to get that throw off, and it's just on the late side.
Good speed by Brinson, and as you mentioned, Don, not really hit hard enough, and Freddie had to go a long way in the spin throw. I like the spin throw towards the glove side. Your momentum's going that way. He catches the ball actually behind him, spin, grab, throw. Very accurate throw. Good play all the way around, but the difference was the speed of Brinson.
So Tyson Ross has given up 2 hits in his outing. Both have been infield hits. Brings up Yadiel Rivera. First a check on Brinson at first base.
That's why I've always contended that it's very tough for hard sinkers and sinker ballers to throw no hitters, because you get a lot of infield singles and the infield's playing back, choppers.
And of course, Tyson did flirt with one in Arizona back on the 20th of April. 7 2/3 until he gave up that first hit Ended up being charged with a run, had 10 strikeouts in that outing against the Diamondbacks. Lopez sliding to his right, and Ross falling behind, 2-0. That one's in there for a strike. No fastball, 2-0 there. Went with the changeup. Brinson with a good sized lead at first base. And a liner down the right field line headed towards the pole, and it's going to be a foul ball.
That's why you got to get that pitch down. Up and away. Tyson Ross supplies the power. You get the sweet spot, especially a right-handed hitter. Bang. Up about just below the chest. Miami on that jersey had that slider spin to it.
Throw over again, and Brinson back to the bag. Brinson gaining the lead again. It's been a good sized lead over there at first base. Close pitch, but a little bit outside.
Yeah, good call. Jim Wolf behind the plate. Let's take a look. I mean, you know what amazes me? These pitches like that hitters just lay off. They don't swing at. They don't offer at.
So the runner at first will get a start here on the 3-2. And a swing and a miss as Ross strikes out Rivera. Third K for Tyson Ross. 3-0 Padres.
The slider's been good, and we've chased it beneath the strike zone. That'll be a challenge for us going into today. It's like get the slider up, see it. The difficulty sometimes, like good pitchers that have struck a lot of people out, and his strikeout numbers are down this year, but is guys have trouble differentiating fastball and slider. So we'll go up there trying to get him up, something that we can hit and put a good pass on it.
And that was Padres manager Andy Green on Marlins starter Dan Straley, who actually was a Padre for a hot minute back in 2016 for about a week. And Straley's had success against the Padres. In the 2 games he pitched last season, he only allowed 2 runs in both of those games. But you know, Andy Green here was talking about differentiating between the slider and the fastball. Of the 4 hits in the first inning, 3 of those were fastballs, and then Rafi Lopez got a hit on a slider. So right now, Mud Dom, the plan is working.
Well, it sure is, as Manuel Margot here with a base hit into left field.
Always talk to Matt Stairs, always talk to hitters as teammates. They say if you get a fastball early in the count, it might be the only good one you get. So you might know it's well capitalized. That's why if there's a situation where the pitcher's really struggling, this is a breaking ball that speeds up the bat, and Manuel catches it out in front and finds that 5.5 hole. But if you get that pitch early, even if it's on the first pitch, take a hack at it. If you're going to do some damage to it, I like that theory.
Here's Tyson Ross, a 189 hitter in 9 career Major League seasons, and already squaring, drops it down. It is a good bunt, and out is Realmuto to throw to first base. Sacrifice is complete. Up to second base goes Margot. Ross getting the bunt down.
Getting it done quickly. Putting on a clinic. Deads that ball right out in front of home plate. Let's check it out from up top. Front of the box. You know, Realmuto was thinking about 2, but, you know, good base running by Manuel Margot. As soon as that ball was down, he was off and running. No chance to get the force at second.
1 out runner at second. Top of the order, Travis Jankowski. Second time through now against Dan Straley. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball 1. Travis single to left field in the first, came around to score the first Padres running. 3-run first inning for San Diego. Just missed. 2-0. Nothing. Padres on top as they bat here in the home half of the second inning. That's a strike. 2-1. The Padres losing yesterday 7-2 to the Miami Marlins in game 1 of the series. Well, first time through, just a 179 opponent batting average. Second time through, a different story, up to 273. And another bunt here, dropped down by Jankowski. It's a good one. Realmuto fires to first just in time to get Jankowski. Taking third is Margot on that bunt bid. He's bunt for a base hit, and he is thrown out at first base.
That was really pretty to watch, the speed of Jankowski, but also Realmuto. We talked about him offensively. Defensively, he's really good behind the plate as well. Gets him by a half a step. Watch Realmuto off with the mask, positions himself, spin towards the glove side, fire a strike, and gets the speedy Jankowski.
No sacrifice. He was clearly bunting for a base hit there. So Margot at third, 2 down in the inning, and here's Corey Spangenberg. It's down to 1 knee on that cut.
That's a sharp slider down and in from Straley.
Oh, 2. Straley gave up 4 hits in the first, 1 to start the second. Margot with his lead off third base. Padres looking for more. 0-2. Good pitch.
Yes, it was. I think Realmuto, he anticipated that ball in the dirt. If he catches that correctly, that should be a called strike. That's a changeup. He breaks down on this. Down to the knees. No way Jim Wolf is going to call that a strike.
Fouled off to the left, out of play. Spangenberg getting a start at third base in tonight's game. Villanueva getting the beginning of the game off anyway. Hitting a .313 with runners in scoring position as Margot at third. And a grounder foul outside of first. Padres already on top 3-0. And they've got Margot at third base, 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. On the ground, past the mound, it is Rivera, the second baseman, who throws to first in time to get Spangenberg. Padres can't score, but lead at 3-0. Again here, he has a clear path in which to slide, but elects instead to take out the catcher. We have seen this act before.
Yeah, illegal slide, and the rule states that. And quite frankly, we go back to Chicago. Austin Hedges out in front of home plate, two-handed catch. He had a path to go directly to home plate. He diverted from his path, went 2 knees right into Austin, and going back to the slide in Pittsburgh.
This one line to right field. Reyes moves over and makes the catch below the cap high.
I got lawn dart right into Diaz. This is the one in Chicago. Austin two-handed catch out in front of home plate. Look, Austin kind of holds his ground a little bit, and then he goes right into Austin Hedges, who was not blocking the plate. Diaz on the force play clears the right foot, gets in a throwing position to go to first base, and he's taken out.
Well, that grounder just changed direction on Hosmer. It's 2 away. We're seeing a bit of a pattern here from Anthony Rizzo, the former Padre, who has now done this on 2 occasions when it is clear that it could have been averted.
No repercussions last year.
Right.
And the league came out and they said that it was wrong, correct? And the league also came out today and said that they did not get the call right. And seeing a lot of baseball and knowing what the rule is, it's all about the rule. I mean, he did not abide by the rule.
True.
And even when you look at the way he started, he was on the foul side of third base. When he came from third base, went on the fair side of the foul line. And then, like I said, when he left his feet, it was a late slide too, right? I got lawn dart right into the Achilles area of the catcher away from home plate. That's the way I saw it.
JT Realmuto getting his second look at Tyson Ross. House has 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Line out to right by Straley. Derek Dietrich grounded out to first base, and now JT Realmuto, who lined out to center his first time up. Sends one down the right field line. Reyes on the move. This one will land foul. Just kept bending away. Ends up a foul ball. So Realmuto's got to come back. Marlins took 5 out of 6 last year from the Padres in the season series. Season series was dominated by Giancarlo Stanton, no longer a factor, and now a Yankee. Mattingly trying to do the best he can with the roster he's working with. On the ground, softly hit towards Galvis, who races in, and Padres shortstop takes care of business, throws out Realmuto. 3-0 Padres after 2.5. Now for our Valley View Casino trivia question.
Love it. Bring it on, Donnie.
What is the Padres record for most scoreless innings pitched by a reliever in a single game? Of course, Robbie Erland yesterday went 5 2/3 of excellent relief work, but it wasn't the longest.
You know, I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say 8 1/3. I'm going to say a starter started a game, got a couple outs, something happened.
Is this something you remember, or you're just making this up as you go?
It's just a gut feeling.
Oh.
And it's a big feeling.
Eric Hosmer leading it off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
What's your guess?
I'm thinking like 7 innings.
Okay.
But again, I don't really know.
Hosmer, your guy tonight, pick the stick?
He is indeed. Off to a good start. He singled, scored a run, drove in a run.
3 points.
Nice start to the night. Well, Hosmer with the single to center field that gets through. Lewis Brinson out there in center.
Oh, he stayed on that fastball nicely. Up in the zone, got on top of it. That's what speed on the bases, too. Sure, it was an error, but you got speed on those bases, scoring those runs.
Grounded down the first baseline, racing over is Hosmer, but he'll be beaten to the bag by Straley for out number 1 here at the bottom of the 3rd inning. So 1 down here in the 3rd. 4 in a row retired by Straley. All grounders, and it brings up Jose Perella. Grounded out to second base in the first, 0 for 1. Australia wants a new baseball home plate umpire, Jim Wolf, and gets one. Last 5 starts for Straley, 2-0 with a 3.12 earned run average. So far, the Marlins have done fairly well against the National League West. They are 7-3 coming into this game tonight against the West. On a strike to Jose Perella.
Change up. Hey, Donnie, trust your gut. Pick the right player and get one step closer to winning $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today in the App Store or on MLB.com/BTS.
2-2 to Perella. And he'll slap it foul off to the right out of play. Oh, you had a nice grab below us. We couldn't see it. I'm going to look at it now. Oh, nice. Very nice. Up into the air, some ups.
Yeah, one-handed grab. He's wearing a Schmedium shirt. Did you see that? He must work out.
Yeah.
Now, who's more jacked, him or home plate umpire Jim Wolf?
I'm going with him. He's
really?
Pretty jacked, yeah.
Because since Ed Hockley, you know, the NFL ref,
yes,
he retired.
There was a strike over the outside corner, second strikeout for Straley. So we're down to just a few really in good shape arbiters, is what you're saying.
Yeah, Jim Wolf, I think, is the most jacked official in major sports these days.
Who's the most jacked announcer in Major League Baseball? Would that be you? You're pretty jacked.
No. How about F.P. Santangelo?
He is definitely jacked. Just saw him with the Nationals.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You got some big arms. They're kind of flabby, but but they're big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jack Johnson over here and Timothy O'Leary over here.
The 1-0. Why are they so squishy?
Really?
Very squishy.
Hospital, cemetery.
So squishy. 2-0 pitch coming up. That's a strike. 2-1. They stack it up defensively on the right side in the shift. With Brian Anderson, third baseman, coming over to the right side. Franmil Reyes waiting on deck for the Padres, although there are 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss. Rafi Lopez, a full count now.
Why are you poking me? Fastball away here. Take it to left field.
In the air to center field, and Brinson will backpedal and move over to make the grab out there shy of the track. 1-2-3 inning, 3-0 Padres. Padres baseball brought to you by SeaWorld. Jersey is tonight's word of the game. Head to foxsportssandiego.com and click on Ways to Win for your chance to win a SeaWorld Family 4-pack. By Petco, the pet company. And by Nissan. It's time to upgrade. Save big at the Nissan Tech for All sales event. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Fourth inning back at Petco Park in San Diego, where the Padres have a 3-0 advantage in the shadows of the Western Metal Supply Company building. Justin Bohr to get it started here in the fourth inning.
How about it, Don? Every time we have the visiting teams announcers come in our booth, what's the first thing they say? They look out our window and they say, "Oh my gosh,
They love it.
you guys get to come here every day."
We are
pretty
indeed lucky.
Yep.
I think that's the coolest part of this ballpark.
Very cool. You think about it.
Line to right field, and that's going to get in. Back to the track on the wall as Bohr will take a wide turn to first and head to second base with a stand-up double to begin things here in the fourth inning. Third hit allowed by Tyson Ross, second tonight for Justin Bohr.
He's the pretty much only power threat. Real Muto can run into one. That's a cut fastball there, four-seam cutter. And, he gets his hands through nicely for a big guy. Very quick with that bat. Even the sound of the ball off that bat had that crisp, clean sound to it.
So Bohr at second base, nobody out, and Brian Anderson standing in. Struck out swinging in the first inning. Liner the other way, and that's going to get in for a hit in front of Reyes. Bohr will take third on the single by Anderson, and it's first and third all of a sudden with nobody out here for the Marlins.
Anderson jumping on a first pitch, going the other way. Now, remember, when the slider is thrown, this is a slider. When it's up in the zone, it's not going to break the way it is when it's down or below the knees. It's going to stay flat, and it's easier for a hitter, particularly right-handed hitter, to just extend that barrel out in the outer half, square it up, and take it that way, like Anderson just did.
So tying run at the plate here very quickly. JT Riddle on the left side. Riddle grounded out to Jose Perella at second base in the second inning, 0 for 1.
It was only the 10th at-bat for Riddle this year. Has yet to ground into a double play.
Well, here you go. Chopper to short. A second for one on to first. That's two. Run will score. In from third comes Bohr, but Padres will take that exchange for 2 outs here in the fourth inning.
Yeah, still a lot of baseball left. 1 pitch, 2 outs. Tyson Ross all day long will love getting the 2-for-1 sale.
So no RBI on the double play that scores the run. Bases cleared now for J.B. Shuck coming up here for the Marlins. Tyson Ross liked it. Shuck 0 for 1 as he grounded out to second base in the second inning. By the mound towards second, racing in is Perella, and his throw in time to end the inning. At the bottom of the fourth, it's 3-1 Padres. battling cancer and taking a departure for some time from Padres radio broadcasts. And we send our best to our good friend Ted.
Love that man. Absolutely love Ted. Got to know him as a player with the Padres, then fortunate enough to sit here in the booth and travel with Ted and become his friend. A true pro. Loves his work. Loves the fans. And you're right, Don. He's in our thoughts and prayers as he goes into to take care of that cancer and get rid of it. And we wish him nothing but the best.
Great faith that he will be back very, very soon.
Yep. Love you, Teddy. Uncle Teddy. Teddy Fresh, as I call him.
We had a fabulous dinner with Uncle Teddy in Pittsburgh. It was awesome.
He's pure entertainment, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's going into this battle very positive, and we wish him the absolute best.
Yep.
Well, the baseball world reaching out to him today. He's heard from a great many folks after he tweeted it earlier today. And one of his great friends actually reached out to me to get a hold of him. John Sterling.
Yes.
One of your favorites, the
Love
Yankees
John.
radio play-by-play. So as a result here of Ted's departure for a bit, you're going to be moving over to the radio side quite a bit, and we look forward to hearing your play-by-play over the weekend.
Oh, thanks.
This one is lined and caught at shortstop by JT Riddle. Fully extended it short. And Franmil Reyes with good contact, but nothing to show for it. One down here in the fourth inning.
I'm going to tell you something. A ball struck like that, I guarantee you there are guys in each dugout that cringe when they see a ball hit like that. And I'm being dead serious. They'll go, ooh. That ball was absolutely crushed. Ball hooking to the right of Riddle. Nothing you can change there, Franmil. Keep swinging it.
7 in a row now retired by Dan Straley. One down here in the fourth inning, and Freddie Galvis running a 5-game hitting streak. Grounded out to short in the first inning. 0 for 1 for the veteran shortstop for the Padres.
Well, Straley likes to throw that changeup, and he likes to straighten up the left-handed hitters with that fastball. We just saw to Galvis. 1 and 2, he can do one of two things: double up, go back inside, or go with the combo. He's going with the changeup right here.
As you prepare for your play-by-play stint, is there anybody that you follow or look up to tutelage-wise for play-by-play? Is there anybody that you, as a kid or anything, that you would kind of craft yourself after? This one grounded back to the mound. And Galvis is out number 2.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, Donnie. Growing up listening to Cubs, White Sox, because back in the day we just had the transistor radio. Right? We didn't have cable TV in our house.
Sure.
And I listened to Jack Brickhouse, Harry Carey, Milo Hamilton back in the day. And you know what? I got the best advice from Vin Scully when I got into this business. And I said, Mr. Scully, I'm going to be doing some Padre games, and who else better to go to, right?
Oh, absolutely.
This was 23 years ago, and I asked him, I posed him the question, what's the best advice? He said, Mark, be yourself. You know the game. You can talk about the game. Share your experiences. Don't try to be somebody else. And you know what? It's the best advice I can give anybody who's pursuing a career like you and I have. Would you agree?
I would agree. That's great advice. So one to short, and Riddle off to the side. Will fire to first base to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning as we head to the 5th. 3-1 Padres.
thoracic outlet patients recoveries, so he can lean on Tyson and lean on Clayton. Clayton's got the most distance from it, and Clayton's obviously turned himself into a very successful pitcher post-surgery, as has Tyson, and we're hoping the same thing for Phil.
And that's manager Andy Green talking about newly acquired pitcher Phil Hughes from the Minnesota Twins, who's had thoracic outlet surgery twice because of recurring symptoms. And you heard Andy Green there. He can lean on Clayton Richard and Tyson Ross, who's also had the surgery. And Hughes said today that he's encouraged by the success they've had on the mound, also under Darren Balsley. They've both gone back to pitching dominantly since having the surgery. And Mud, Don, a quick fun fact. When you have that surgery, they actually have to take out a rib. And some guys choose to keep the rib. In fact, Tyson Ross's wife sent me a picture of his rib for a video I did for the UT back in spring training. Phil Hughes said he kept the rib from the first surgery, but after the second surgery, he said, I'm done with this. And you can't blame him. Mud, Don, would you keep the rib or not?
I'd keep it. Great conversation piece.
I don't think I'd keep my rib. I don't want to see my rib.
Why not?
Because it's on the inside.
Put it on the coffee table. You have some friends over, and they just, what is that?
That's my rib. I know. I don't want to see stuff that used to be inside, you know. Just me. I don't know. Maybe you want to see that.
I think that would be kind of neat.
Would you put it like in a trophy case or something in your living room, or?
I'd put it in one of those like glass displays. You know, it's
nice.
like a dome,
Uh-huh.
and like put it up on like a stand.
How
get
big
it gold
is
plated
this?
on
Because
the
this is the top, the very top.
under the
rib.
clavicle.
Right. So I mean, I imagine that it's relatively small.
Sorry about
right?
knowing the anatomy, by the way. Clavicle. This is the clavicle right here, which is like your collarbone.
Yeah.
And then your ribs, like under here.
Yes. Ow. Yes.
So they take out the top one.
But I'm saying that I don't think it's very big, right? I mean, this top
your
thing would
sternum.
be
Sorry about it. Sternum's here.
more anatomy
Ribs.
lesson. This is dribbled down the third baseline, and it's going to go foul. But I'm just thinking it's relatively small. I don't think it's one of the bigger ribs. Let me ask you something.
What?
You have a bigger stomach. Does that mean you have bigger ribs? I just thought of it. Like, do they get bigger or no? So it's
Mine ends right here. And you can feel my ribs, actually, unlike you.
I don't know that you can. So that's squishy too. One down here in the fifth. Andy, that's your fault that we got there. Zadiel Rivera.
You know what'd be cool?
What's that?
Make up like a pen out of it. Hollow it out, put like an ink thing, and then like put an end on it and like use it as a pen.
I would not be interested in that. Bounces in, and that's ball four. That's the first walk given up by Tyson Ross. That comes with one away here in the fifth. And that'll bring up Dan Straley. Pitcher lined out to right field his first time up.
Probably be putting it down right here, the bunt. Corey Spangenberg way in on the grass at third base, anticipating that bunt. Yes, he
Offered
did.
at it.
Just thought I'd let you know.
I can see you yelling that out after the pitch. Did you do that?
Yeah,
when you were on the mound?
On the bench? Yeah, even on the mound.
On the mound. You would yell it out.
Yes, he did.
did.
And I would point, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really annoying.
I was vocal. I was kind of vocal.
Really?
Yeah.
Shocker. Well, one pitch will miss outside, and it's 1-1. I'm sure hitters love that.
Any way you can distract him.
So the first, and diving back is Rivera.
Straley squaring early, very early. And once again, keep in mind, he can always pull back, right, and do the old butcher boy and swing. Middle infielders are in a little bit, cuts down the range, punch something through the right side, possibly. Yes, he did.
And it's 1-2.
Throw him another slider.
was watching Tyson. He did not yell out. Yes, he did. He chose to let the umpire make the decision on his own.
I think another breaking ball here.
And the bunt is dropped down. Fair ball, and going to second for one, to first for two. That turned out wonderfully for the Padres. Inning-ending double play. Great throw from Rafi Lopez to get it started, and the Padres were able to turn it. Galvis covering at second base for the out at second. On to first for two. 3-1 Padres. To end last inning, an outstanding play. Getting out there is Rafi Lopez, and a ball that was headed foul. Looks like it's still on the line there.
It's where he touches it.
Right.
Credit Jim Wolf, the home plate umpire, put in good position. Now, it's a force play at second base. It's where he touches it.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? That angle there, it looks like it's foul, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And you know what? Fair or foul in the infield, non-reviewable play type. You cannot review that.
Yeah, that's wow.
But, you're right. Jim Wolf was right on it. He was on one knee getting a good look.
The big key on that play, Rafi Lopez throws a seed, a strike to second base, force play, and then how about Galvis showing off the gun at second base?
Looked like Rafi knew he got away with one right there.
I think so.
Now it's on to the bottom of the fifth inning, and leading it off is Tyson Ross. The sacrifice bunt down in the second inning. He's batting with no one on, leading off here in the fifth. Australia has really settled down and retired the last 9 Padres in a row. Oh, 0-2 the count. Ross will be followed by Jankowski and Spangenberg. On the ground down the third baseline, foul. Ross 2 for 20 at the plate this season, even 100 on the year. Pitch 75 coming up for Dan Straley of his outing. Right-hander gave up 3 runs in the first inning. Has been great since.
Good swing by Tyson there.
He's been used as a pinch hitter by Andy Green this year. Apparently a little high.
Yeah, big strike zone. Does not get the high strike call. Tyson does have a one major league home run.
A jam there and flips it foul off to the right out of play. 8th pitch of the at bat coming up. Nothing else driving up that pitch count.
Work it.
About it, but didn't pull the trigger. And a full count now. Liner towards the gap in right center, but coming from center and diving to make a spectacular catch is Lewis Brinson. What a play. He looked up and didn't look like he had any chance to make that catch. He somehow does. He hurt himself in the process.
That's a big out. That's a big league play. Brinson's got it, and he times it perfectly. And Tyson Ross, who can wear out right center field with the best of them, he can just shake his head and tip his cap. That's a big league play.
Now 10 in a row now retired by Dan Straley, but he's getting some help from his friends. Travis Jankowski 1 for 2 in the game. A single to left field in the first inning, came around to score. Runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Padres. A run, 4 hits, and an error for the Marlins. Rounded foul. We'll do it again. 1-2. Jankowski had yesterday off for the most part. Off the bench to play defensively, then did pinch hit. Back in the starting lineup and back on the top of the order for the Padres. 1-2 to Jankowski. Grounded back to the mound. Straley's got it. He'll run a little bit and flip underhanded for the second out of the 5th inning. Let's take a tour around the major leagues. Scooter Gennett named the National League Player of the Week after he hit 500 for the week with 3 home runs. Gleyber Torres, we talked a lot about yesterday, for the Yankees AL Player of the Week, and walked off against the Houston Astros tonight. A 6-5 New York win against Houston. And Noah Syndergaard placed on the 10-day DL with a strained finger ligament. Bad news, more bad news for starting pitchers for the Mets. And for him individually.
Yeah, and the Reds coming to town here at Petco Park this weekend. Yankees, before tonight, taking 3 out of 5 in the series. The Houston Astros dominating with some serious pitching for the Pinstripers.
Stands very quickly down here, 0-2.
Yankees lead the majors in runs, 288, and home runs with 84. That pitching staff, Don, has got to be smiling ear to ear.
Straley backs off here. He'll appear in again for a sign from his battery mate JT Realmuto. Svanberg trying to bunt his way on and fouls it off with 2 strikes and strikes out. 3rd strikeout for Straley. 3-1 Padres to the 6th we go. inning. It's time now for our answer to the Valley View Casino trivia question. And the question is, what is the Padres record for most scoreless innings pitched by a reliever in a single game? 8 innings, done 4 times.
You know what?
Wow, pretty close to what you said. What'd you say, 8 1/3?
8 1/3. I'm gonna here's Jimmy Jones' name came into mind because I think was it at the Astrodome, or maybe that was Jimmy's Major League debut. Something about Jimmy Jones. I think his Major League debut at 8 1/3 of no-hit ball. But I didn't know that about Jimmy having 8 innings of relief, scoreless relief. That's great. Double-A pitching coach for the Padres, Jimmy Jones.
Derek Dietrich leading it off here for the Marlins in the 6th inning. And Ross missing away there. Ball and 2 strikes to Dietrich. 3rd time Dietrich has been at the plate, and struck out looking in the 1st, grounded out to first base in the 3rd. Two-two pitch. And it is lined down the right field line, foul.
That's getting to a pitch up and in right there. That's a slider. Tough to keep fair. Hit with some authority. Looks like a cut fastball in.
Line to left, and that's going to get in for a base hit. A leadoff single here in the 6th inning for Derek Dietrich. Well, time now for the Kia Drive to Success. Tyson Ross getting his 11th start of the year tonight. Lowest opponent batting average against right-handed batters, and Tyson Ross 142. James Paxton, Caleb Smith. How about Max Scherzer 162. Tyson Ross even better.
Yeah, Max Scherzer, power pitcher, right? 98. Some serious fuzz on that fastball, the sharp breaking ball.
A lot of strikeouts.
Yeah. Tyson Ross with the, he's got a little bit of a herky-jerky delivery to where he can be a little deceptive as well. And of course, we've talked about that slider as well.
Two double plays turned here by the Padres already today. 4th inning, a 6-4-3 double play, and then the 5th inning, 2-6-3 on the double play. Grounded down the line at 3rd. It's a fair ball, and it heads into the left field corner. So Dietrich headed for 3rd, maybe beyond. He's going to be waved around. A little trouble with Jankowski in the left field corner, and to 3rd base into the slide, safely driving in a run is JT Realmuto, and it's now a 1-run game with a tying run 90 feet away.
That looks like a slider, and it's right down the middle. You can see how far out in front Realmuto catches that ball. Spangenberg, first move is to the right. Even with a dive, I don't think he's going to get that one. Then what kind of, kind of just not fielded cleanly right off the get-go, Travis Jankowski, but Realmuto was on his way to 3rd anyway, don't you think, John?
Yeah, I think he was. See how they rule it here. It's going to be a triple. So an RBI triple for JT Realmuto, his first hit, and it's now a 1-run game. Justin Bohr 2 for 2. Infield hit to 2nd. And a double to right field came around to score the Marlins' first run. Tyson Ross coming in individually at 4 and 3. Tying run at third in Real Muto. As Bohr, fooled on that pitch, finds himself down 1-2.
That's the true slider at 83 that has some serious tilt to it. That's off the table. Straight down. That's nasty.
Foul back, still 1-2. Action in the pen for the first time. Craig Stammen up in the pen for the Padres. Thanks to Robbie Erlin's tremendous outing yesterday, the bullpen pretty fresh. Long 5 2/3 innings of relief. Crank foul out ahead of that and ripped down the line by Justin Bohr. Single start of the inning for Dietrich. The RBI triple by Real Muto. Two and two.
I think he's set up for another one of those nasty tilt sliders for a swing and miss. Fastball in.
Ripped down the right field line. Just kind of cleaned out, but out ahead.
Wow.
8th pitch of the at bat coming up here to Justin Bohr. Still nobody out.
You know, a guy turns on a pitch like that, I'm thinking change up the next pitch or something away. But you got to keep it down.
He fouls it off the other way. Pitch 85 coming up here for Tyson Ross with nobody out in the 6th inning.
Slider.
Full count now.
That's good recognition by Justin Bohr, laying off that pitch.
A guy who walks quite a bit, Justin Bohr. Fewest plate appearances, 5.35. Bryce Harper leading in that category.
Yeah, you might see a little pitch around right here. Throw him a breaking ball out of the zone. Hopefully he fishes in the ideal situation, a punch out. If you walk him, you have double play in order.
Rips this one foul down the right field line. What an at bat here for Justin Bohr. Eleventh pitch of the at bat coming up. Tying run at third base in JT Real Muto. Swing and a miss, and Ross ends up getting Bohr. That's a big strikeout right there. One down. 11 pitch at bat, and Bohr finally strikes out. 4th K for Ross.
And he went back to the slider. We saw that earlier in the at-bat. The difference in this one, though, it's down below the knees towards that back foot. Swings right over the top of it. Bohr made some serious contact on foul balls, but no contact on that punch out.
Well, just 87 pitches deep is Tyson Ross, and Andy Green headed to the mound here. And he's going to make a pitching change with one down. The tying run at third base. That's a night for Tyson Ross. 3-2 Padres. San Diego. 3-2. Padres have lead over the Marlins, but they are threatening. Tying run at third base with one out, and Craig Stammen, the new pitcher.
Well, one of the positive things about this ball club is the bullpen. They've done a fine job stranding runners. Craig Stammen, one of those pitchers who can leave some stranded runners that he inherits. His 24th game, very nice numbers. I mean, you look out throughout baseball, the setup men, middle relievers. Craig Stammen, one of the best with those splits. Only 5 walks. Not just strikes, Don, but good quality strikes with that two-seam fastball of his and that slider.
Well, the infield's going to be brought in. Tyson Ross done after 87 pitches in the game tonight. Responsible for that runner at third, and JT Realmuto represents the tying run. Infield in at the lip of the grass here as Brian Anderson stands in. Grounder foul outside of third.
Here's what I'm thinking. Tyson Ross, great effort tonight. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times out over 100 pitches. Okay, he's gone 5 1/3. It's the third time around. Anderson, Riddle, and I'm thinking, you know what? The worst thing that could happen here is Tyson walk away with a no decision, right? If that run comes across. Stammen has been pitching well, turn over the bullpen, get out of this inning. He still is on record for the W. Now, that's just one way of possibly thinking about it.
Well, Stammen, you're talking about the inherited runners stranded. 73%. 11 of 15 have been stranded. Trying to leave Realmuto at third base here with one down in the 6th inning.
Yes. Oh. Don, you can't throw a better pitch than that. That caught corner right on the outside corner. That ball is touching the outside. It's the two-seamer bringing it back. Wow.
Way 2-2. Coming in here with Realmuto at third base, one out, a run already in. A single and a triple started this inning before Ross struck out Bohr and then left the game.
You think he's coming back with the lane changer here down and away?
It's been his best pitch. Didn't get credit for it though. Should be strike 3. 2-2 pitch coming up. And it is grounded to the left side into left field for a base hit. From third comes Realmuto, and the Marlins have come back to tie the game at 3. So the Padres had a 3-0 advantage tonight, but the Marlins have come back and tied it up here 3-3.
All about location here. Craig just doesn't get it down and away where he wanted it. Actually, that ball leaks over the heart of the plate. And with the way that Anderson's been swinging the bat, hitting in the 4-hole tonight. After the first at bat, the strikeout, he's come through with a couple singles and an RBI to tie it up.
Well, that's a night for Ross. His line is complete. Here's JT Riddle. So Ross goes 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs. He walked a batter and struck out 4, and as you mentioned, Mud will not be part of the decision tonight. Gave up a run in the 4th and 2 in the 6th inning. 0-2 now to Riddle. JT Riddle, the shortstop for the Marlins, has grounded out to second base and bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. That is strike 3. First strikeout for Stammen as he gets Riddle for out number 2.
I'll tell you what, it is so fun to watch Craig Stammen pitch. This is exactly where he wanted it. After giving the sign, Rafi Lopez put up that glove That's the lane changer. Look at the glove of Raffy. See it? Okay, it goes down a little bit, but that's exactly where he wants it, on that inside corner.
So 2 down, Anderson at first, and it brings up J.B. Shuck. 0 for 2, has grounded out twice to second base. Tenth pitch coming up for Stammen since coming into this game. Gave up the game tying single to Brian Anderson and struck out JT Riddle. Two and one. Stammen in the game now. Nobody warming in the Padres pen. And Straley on the other side has retired 12 Padres in a row, and after giving up those 3 runs in the first, he's been untouchable. Given his chance team to come back and tie it up. So a dribbled foul over by the Marlins dugout and into it. So deuces are wild on the scoreboard in the left. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner goes, and it's lined into right field, a base hit. So Anderson just keeps on going, and Reyes will fire back in. Anderson's going to try and score. Throw the plate is off the mark. And the Marlins take a 4-3 lead on the throw. Taking third is J.B. Shuck. And it's 4-3 Miami.
Well, this ball is laced to right field. It's a 2-seamer in. J.B. Shuck turns on this one. Boy, right past Hosmer, out of his reach. Now the race is on. Franmil hits the cutoff man, but still with 2 outs, cracking the bat. Anderson's getting the green light.
Starlin Castro waving him in. A double. Takes third on the throw. And a 4-3 lead now for Miami as Lewis Brinson, 1 for 2 in the ball game, has an infield hit to short and it's flied out to right.
Notice a lot of these left-handed hitters for the Marlins, Don, they like to turn to that fastball in, huh?
They sure do.
Saw it with Bohr. We just saw it right there with Shuck.
Shuck with his lead off third base. 2-0 pitch. Close, but called the ball. Did he go? No. Oh, that run allowed by Craig Stammen had an 11-inning scoreless streak going, and that comes to an end. And right now on the hook for the Padres. Tyson Ross ends up with a no decision. 3-0 pitch. And that's in there for a strike. 3-1. With the number 8 hitter, Yadiel Rivera, waiting on deck. Brinson chops one left side. Third baseman Spangenberg's throw a little bit off the mark, but Hosmer with some fancy footwork makes the play on the other side. A 3-run inning has the Marlins on top 4-3.
Video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
A 3-run top half of the 6th inning for the Marlins, and they lead it 4-3. To the bottom of the 6th we go, and Eric Hosmer leading it off. Long wait for Dan Straley. Now has a 1-run lead with which to work. After trailing 3-0 in this game back in the first, he's really settled down and tired the last 12 in a row.
Yeah, after that first inning, 3 runs across. He gave up another single, but after that, just 1 base runner.
That'll skip in. Ball's behind Hosmer here, 2-1. Lewis Brinson, the center fielder, over towards the left center. Gap out in right center for Hosmer. Jose Perella waiting on deck. Padres batting here in the home half of the 6th inning. Popped up foul, backing out of play, full count.
Well, if you're a Padre fan, you're hoping that the Padres can at least tie it up or maybe get more and get pitchers up in that Marlin bullpen, because their bullpen has a 5.75 ERA, highest in the National League.
Lined into left field for Hosmer. That'll get down and roll. It's a gapper. Hosmer heading for 2. And he starts this bottom of the 6th inning with a double. That breaks up a string of 12 in a row retired by Dan Straley.
That's the Eric Hosmer we know, taking a high fastball and staying on it nicely. Above the belt. When the foot is down, the hands are back, locked and loaded. This ball is rifled to left field. See if we got a little action in that Miami Marlin bullpen.
We do indeed. A left-hander up in the pen. Perella shows bunt, pulls it back. There's Adam Conley warming in the pen.
Still waiting for that first home run for Jose Perella.
Be a good time. And Perella has grounded out to second and struck out looking. Takes ball 2, 2-0.
Straley's only thrown over 100 pitches twice. In fact, one time against the Mets. His last time out was exactly, as you would say, Don, a hundo. The most he's thrown this year is 102. So that's probably one of the reasons with the action here. Don Mattingly getting an arm up in that bullpen. Next pitch will be 96 for Straley. Not a bad ratio. Balls to strikes.
Falling behind Perella, 2-0. Big swing from Perella. 2-1.
2-0 slider. That's pitching backwards.
On the ground, left side. Hosmer's going to try and go to third. Throw there, and Hosmer will be out. So the play in front of him, the shortstop Riddle goes to third base, and Hosmer is retired. Let's see if the Padres are going to challenge this.
Well, he doesn't beat the ball. The ball's in front of him. Does he get the foot in? Ooh, that's close. Foot comes up, and then, yeah, he's out.
No challenge from the Padres.
Not what you want to do. Get caught at third base. He did not beat the baseball. It's a big out for Miami.
So one down, Perella at first base, and it brings up Rafi Lopez. Throw over there, and Perella back to the bag. Rafi has singled to right and flied out to center. Single to right, scored a run back in the first inning, so picks up his 7th RBI. Strike called, picks up that outside corner. Sprints in the center fielder over towards left center, gap out in right center for Rafi Lopez. Elevates and Lopez chases. Out of the strike zone there, and it is 0-2. Next pitch for Straley will be an even hundo. Going to a shift here with 2 strikes on Lopez. On the right side of the infield, but keep it tight. This one bounces in and blocked by Real Muto. Nicely done. No advance at first base by Perella.
That's great technique from Real Muto. You know, he spiked a few of these tonight, Straley has. That's a changeup well out in front of home plate. Takes it off the left shoulder, left pec. Off with the mask, he finds it, checks the runner. Very quick to that ball in the dirt.
In the air, foul off to the left down the left field line, out of play. Season high 102 pitches. This will be pitch 102 coming up. On the ground, foul outside of first base. Hosmer doubled to begin the inning. Perella reaching on a fielder's choice as they threw out Hosmer, trying to advance to third base on a ground ball to short. Marlins are shifting on the right side of the infield. Lopez strikes out. 4th strikeout for Dan Straley. 2 down here in the 6th inning.
You know, the one pitch that he has spiked maybe 3 or 4 times tonight has been the changeup. Straley's demonstrating that, you know what, even though I've spiked it a few times, I'm going to still throw it. That's a good changeup. Right down the heart of the plate. You see how far out in front Raffy is on that one. Totally fooled him with the arm speed for the big strikeout.
Wandy Evis on the phone, checking on the bullpen. Pitching coach for the Marlins. Franmil Reyes, the batter, with Jose Perel at first, and 2 down here in the 6th inning. That'll drop in there for strike 1. Franmil tonight has struck out swinging and lined out to shortstop.
Lined out hard.
Season high 104 pitches for Dan Straley tonight. Ball and a strike to Franmil Reyes. We'll get a look at that line out in the 4th inning. There's lining out and then there's lining out.
115.
Wow, that's a line out.
Exit velocity. Now you need that with launch angle.
The combination of
You
both.
need 115 at 24 degrees, and that's like very fun, very gone.
Two one to Reyes. And that's ball 3. Did he go? No. They check with Ryan Blakeney. So now this weekend when you're doing play-by-play, are you going to steal my stuff? Are you going to be using all my catchphrases?
Let's take a look at this check swing. I think he didn't go. No, I don't plagiarize.
No, down by way of the K.
No, I don't plagiarize.
In the midst of a meeting with himself.
Nope, that's Donnie.
He'll take with him his 3rd K.
That's Donnie.
You're not going to steal it?
Nope.
In the air to deep left field. And that ball is very gone. Franmil Reyes connects on a 2-run home run that may be still going. Padres with 1 swing of the bat retake the lead 5-4.
Wow! I've got exit velocity. I've got launch angle. You combine that, and it equals Cuidado, Pisa Mojado! That's awesome.
That ball was crushed. Top tank. Left field. Pitching change. The Padres have a 5-4 lead. Bottom of the 6th inning. Dan Straley, after 108 pitches, a season high, departs this game on the hook now. But the Padres taking the 5-4 lead and enter Adam Conley.
Well, not a big sample size for Adam Conley, the left-hander, only his 4th game. Mentioned it earlier how the Miami Marlins in the National League rank last with a 5.75 ERA. There are home runs, Don, and then there are big home runs. Home runs to take the lead, like we just saw off the bat of Franmil Reyes. That's huge.
A double switch. It has Cameron Maybin now in right field. Pitcher spot is due second in the top of the 7th inning, so Maybin will slide into the 9 spot. Pitcher spot right now is the 6th spot in the Marlins order. Freddie Galvis, tardy on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball and finds himself in the hole. 0-2. Popped up foul, backing out of play. Well, the numbers are in on the home run by Franmil Reyes. You were looking for launch angle? Well, I got your launch angle, 26 degrees.
And you know what, Don? That was a breaking ball that he really did. He was kind of out in front of it a little bit. So it goes to show you how strong he is, taking an off-speed pitch that far.
442 feet far.
And that exit velocity. Wow. 109.8.
Frustrated Dan Straley now on the hook for the Marlins. 5 2/3, 7 hits. Swing and a miss. Galvis strikes out, and that will end the inning. But the Padres get a 2-run home run by Franmil Reyes and take a 5-4 lead to the 7th inning. For Reyes, his 3rd home run in the big leagues. This is the longest by far for Franmil. As Eric Hosmer in the 1st inning, this one gets by Lewis Brinson, and it would plate 2 runs for the Padres, part of a 3-run inning. Thanks to Rafi Lopez, who lines this one into right field. It would score Eric Hosmer, and the Padres jump out to a 3-0 lead. But back come the Marlins as JT Realmuto. This will turn into a triple. Dietrich scores, and then Schuck will line this one into right field. It scores Anderson. Marlins had a lead for 3, but a 2-run shot for Franmil Reyes. He goes 442 feet. It's the Padres on top, 5-4. As we head to the 7th inning. And some changes for the Padres as we play along to the 7th. We'll start by telling you about the new pitcher, Adam Simber. He is into the game and records strike 1 to Yadiel Rivera.
Time to preserve the lead after the big home run, 5-4. 23rd game for Adam Simber, and this is a high leverage situation. It's late in the 7th. Bottom of the order for the Marlins.
Back to Simber. He'll run a bit and flip underhanded for out number 1.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
So Adam Simber takes over for Craig Stammen, who went from possibly being a loser in this game to now being the pitcher of record. Changes for the Padres. Matt Caesar now in left field. Moving from left to right is Jankowski. And Franmil Reyes, who hit that big 2-run home run, comes out of the game. There's Cameron Maben, who came in as part of a double switch last inning.
So Andy Green going defense mode as we go into the back third here tonight.
That one's in there, and it's 0-2. Unusual time for Brad Hand to be warming up. Now there is one part of this order that really is difficult. Realmuto, Bohr, and Anderson, those three, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Marlins. Maybe he's getting ready thinking that part of the order, you get them out, you won't have to deal with them the rest of the game, so maybe the most important outs are coming up.
We've seen other teams do that with their top guy out of the bullpen. And the bullpen's been thrown really well for the Padres, the high leverage guys. That's why this is such an important inning for Adam Simber.
1-2. Sliced foul down the right field line, out of play.
I mean, Simber facing 8-9-1, right? If you go 1-2-3, that's a huge frame of work for Adam Simber.
Top of the order, Derek Dietrich waiting on deck for Miami.
And then you don't know what type of offense the Padres are going to put together. Maybe they put up a crooked number the next half inning.
Soft grounder to Perella, and there's 2 down in the 7th.
At Kia, get America's best value backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
So 2 down here for Adam Simber in the 7th inning. Top of the order, Derek Dietrich coming up. Dietrich struck out looking in the 1st inning, grounded out to first base in the 3rd, and then singled and scored in the 6th inning. Pops one up, foul, back and out of play. Swing and a miss, and that one was elevated from the sidewinder. Not about the speed necessarily. Nope. 87 miles an hour. One-two pitch from the right-hander, and it's fouled back. Still 1-2.
Exactly where Adam wanted to throw that one. Lopez wanted the high pitch, gave the high target. Backdoor slider, fastball up and in.
Swing and a miss, and Simber strikes out Dietrich. Great job by Simber. He works a 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning stretch. Padres enjoy a 5-4 lead. Simber strikes out Dietrich to end the top of the 7th. the 7th inning. Time down for our Recorder's Banquet Timeless Moment. On this day, May 29, 1971, the Mets sweep a doubleheader from the Padres, and they did it with some incredible pitching. Tom Seaver won Game 1, and Nolan Ryan won Game 2.
Seaver and Ryan start crying.
The Hall of Fame careers for Seaver and Ryan. How about the strikeouts?
Yeah, I loved both of those guys growing up as a kid, and that's just, you know, being a little leaguer and growing up in my teens. Those were guys like you admired big time. You wanted to be like.
Well, Margot leading it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. On the ground to shortstop, and Riddle gets Margot for the first down to the bottom of the 7th. So 1 out, and that'll bring up Matt Caesar. Part of the double switch coming into the game to play left field. 2-11, a home run, and 4 runs batted in. Did you collect cards as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
That was big time card.
I remember going to the grocery store with my mom, and you'd see them like hanging in the aisle, whatever section they were in. And
I love the gum too.
Oh, the smell! I can, you know, you mentioning that, I could smell it right now. And I didn't care how hard that gum was.
I was going to say, it's not the softest gum ever.
Oh, you could shingle your roof with those things.
What is foul back? Yeah, it was really hard. It took a while for it to soften up too. Like you had to kind of keep it in your mouth a while. 1-2. The count here to Caesar. Swing and a miss, and Caesar off balance strikes out. Second K for Adam Conley since coming into this game. 2 down. I had trouble parting with my cards. I didn't like trading cards. I didn't like trading, even if I had like triples of somebody. I wouldn't. I don't like it. I didn't like it. They were mine.
I don't remember doing a lot of trading. I just remember doing a lot of showing off in the neighborhood with the kids. Wiffle ball was big in our neighborhood.
Oh, huge.
We would go around different houses, different days in the summer. Okay, today we're playing at the Grants.
Okay. Different rules.
Yeah.
Like you hit the tree, it's a triple.
Right. Above the power line. We had a power line in the backyard with a farm in the back. So if you hit it over the top power line, it was a goner.
That's good. Playing around live wires. That's awesome.
Yeah. And the paint chips? Oh, from the house. That's
a bunch of them. It was
capped
great.
it off. Yeah. Now you know why I am the way I am.
Yeah, that explains a lot. We got to the bottom of this. That is strike 3, and back-to-back strikeouts for Conley. 1-2-3-7. We enter the 8th, 5-4 Padres.
Would homer, and the Cubs would go on to win this thing 8-6. Some bad blood there, Clay.
Well, you got to see here, look, you got to love that Elias Diaz goes out, hits a home run after getting trucked yesterday. Then Rizzo going out there hitting another home run. Seems like they're playing baseball just as usual.
Only Wilson Contreras got hit by a pitch, and both sides swear it wasn't on purpose. That's the way that one would wrap up. Clay and I are working on Padres Live, the post-game show, which will be brought to you, as it always is, by our friends over at Cox Communications. When we see you, gentlemen and ladies, after the final out, you're going to hear from Andy Green, and of course we'll get you set for the third game of this 4-game set as Brad Hand takes the mound. Gentlemen.
All right, thanks very much, Mike and Clay. Brad Hand on the mound right now, maybe just for this inning, because you got 2, 3, and 4 here, and a lot of times you talk about where the save really is. Is it at the end of the game, or is it in the 8th inning, like in this case where you're facing the best part of the Marlins order?
Don, kudos to you. You made that point last half inning when you were looking ahead to this 8th inning for the Marlins. And Adam Simber, tip your cap to the kid. He did an outstanding job. 8-9-1, 1-2-3 to hand it over to Brad Hand. To the guys, as you mentioned, that could do the most damage probably in this lineup. So you want your best arm out there.
It starts right here with JT Realmuto. Hit a triple to drive in a run in the 6th inning. Grounded foul towards the end of the Marlins dugout. And Realmuto down 1-2. Let's see Justin Bohr and Brian Anderson. Now, if Hand were able to do this quickly, get through the 8th, and he might be looking at a 6-out save.
Last time out was on the 26th of May. That was back on Saturday. A couple days rest.
Realmuto now, Bohr next. Marlins batting here in the top of the 8th. Padres holding on to a 1-run advantage on top 5-4. Swing and a miss, and Realmuto strikes out. Hand gets him for the first out of the 8th inning.
Hey, these Marlin hitters know they're up against it when they've got a guy like Brad Hand. You've got that slider in the back of your mind. How about 95 on the outer half for you? Try catching up to that. It's very late.
One down, and it brings up Justin Bohr. Bohr's had a 2-hit night. Single and a double. And he scored a run. And he takes strike 1. That's on Hand starting him with a slider. Popped up, foul ground, but that will reach the seats. Most saves this year. Brad Hand has 16. Tied with Craig Kimbrell, former Padre closer Edwin Diaz, and Wade Davis. Top 2, Diaz with 19 for the Seattle Mariners. Ahead 0-2 of Justin Bohr. Just away. 96 from Hand to the fastball that time.
A little extra on that one at 96, huh?
Reach back.
And I think that's what one of the qualities that Brad Hand possesses. He can throw that fastball off the plate on purpose. Maybe Bohr's going to offer at it. Now does he go back to the old wrinkle? Slider down and away.
Did he go around? They'll check. No, he did not, says DJ Rayburn. So the battle continues here. 2-2 to Bohr. We'll get a look here from the side. I know your thoughts.
I thought he went.
Swing and a miss, and he definitely went that time and strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Brad Hand. 2 down in the 8th.
Let's go back to the first pitch slider. That's the get me over 0-1. Quickly ahead 0-2. Can't catch up to 96. He's going to throw a little chum out there, but the fish ain't biting. Check swing. He went, actually. Struck him out twice. Grab some pine.
2 down in the 8th. It brings up Brian Anderson. Anderson struck out swinging in the first, singled in the 4th, singled in the 6th, and scored a run. Also drove in a run. Third baseman for the Marlins, batting with 2 outs, bases empty. And falling behind, 2-0. Foul down the right field line, out of play. Tyson Ross went 5 1/3, not part of the decision, allowed 3 runs. Greg Stammen went 2/3 of an inning, giving up an inherited runner and another to score one of his own. And the Padres came back, took the lead, so Stammen right now the pitcher of record. Great inning of relief for Adam Simber. 1, 2, 3, 7th. 2-1 to Brian Anderson. Popped up, shallow right. Out is Pirela, in is Jankowski, and Travis takes charge and makes the catch. And Brad Hand has a 14-pitch 1-2-3 8th inning. 5-4 Padres. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Center, home of the hit to get to. By SeaWorld, Jersey is tonight's word of the game. Head to foxsportssandiego.com and click on Ways to Win for a chance to win a SeaWorld Family 4-pack. And by Hyundai. Get a great deal, more than a great deal, on all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today. 5-4. Padres have the lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. They'll be looking to obtain some insurance, and they will be looking to do it against the new right-hander, Tehran Guerrero, into the game.
Formerly of the Padre organization, signing back in 2010, a little big league time in 2016. He was in that trade. Andrew Kashner, Colin Ray, we came back. Carter Capps, Jared Cosart. Kid's got a live arm. 26th game. part of that Miami bullpen. Up around 100 miles an hour out of the hand of Guerrero. Four-seamer and a slider.
Corey Spangenberg leading it off and taking a pitch running inside for ball one. Pretty good job by Adam Conley, who got the final out of the sixth. A 1, 2, 3, 7th inning, going an inning and a third. No hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 3. How about 100 miles an hour for you?
Yeah, back to back, coming at you.
Line to left, and that's in for a base hit. Good start to the inning as Spangenberg take a wide turn, but hold on with a base hit to begin things here in the 8th inning.
How do you counter the 100-mile-an-hour fastball? Get it started a little early, don't overswing, and just play pepper with it towards the opposite side. Anderson playing in on the grass, taking away the bunt from Corey.
That's been a good night for Eric Hosmer. Single, grounded out, and doubled. He's driven in a run, scored a run. That's here with Spangenberg at first base, nobody out in the 8th. Hosmer will send one through the left side, a base hit to left field. Spangenberg up to second. 3rd hit of the night for Eric Hosmer. Both the left-handed hitters going the other way with that fastball.
Both pitches were in as well. This goes to show you, you hump it up around the 100 miles an hour. If you don't locate, hitters will rotate and take it the other way. Station to station baseball here for the Friars, trying to add on.
2 on, nobody out. Jose Barella coming up. Well, the Padres so far tonight 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Bouncing in at 99. Brad Hand only threw 14 pitches to get that 1, 2, 3, 8th inning. There is action in the Padres pen, though. And it is Kirby Yates. Brad Hand able to strike out Real Muto and Bohr. Before he got Anderson to fly out to right field. That is ball 2, 2-0.
Guerrero signed by the Padres as a non-drafted free agent back in 2009. Remember him in 2016, only a couple innings, 1 game at the big league level for the Padres.
Fouled off, and it's 2-1. How many games did he throw in 2016?
2 innings. It was 1 game. 4 stops in 2016 for the right-hander. San Diego, El Paso, San Antonio, and then Jacksonville with the Marlins.
The 2-1 pitch from Guerrero.
Wow.
Snap throw down to second, almost ended up in center field. Rivera had to leap into the air to keep that from going into center on the throw from JT Realmuto.
Realmuto is doing a great imitation of a first baseman behind home plate. He has picked some balls out of the dirt with the best of them. I mean, that's coming in hot as well. That's unbelievable. Don't get caught on the line drive. Base runners. Let the line drive go through.
Look out. Watch your face on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Down to first goes Perella.
Hey, it wasn't as close as it looked, but still coming up 99, 100 up in that area. That'll make you dive out of the way.
So bases loaded, nobody out. A golden opportunity for the Padres to add on. Here comes Juan Nieves. The pitching coach is going to chat here with Guerrero as they will next deal with Rafi Lopez. Marlins have 3 mound visits remaining. Rafi Lopez now, and coming out on deck in the pitcher spot is Christian Villanueva, who would bat for Brad Hand. And Green is coming out here. Umpires are having a conversation in front of home plate. Not sure what it's about as Andy Green goes back to the dugout. Looks like they're looking over by the on deck circle at something. Not sure what. Andy Green on the phone. Having something moved here. Not sure. Maybe the signage behind the plate.
Was that the bullpen phone that Andy was on, or? I guess that's the press box phone that Andy is on.
Like he was on the press box phone, which would be to our left, the area there, and we'll see if they're going to do anything here.
Don, I don't even know where to guess as far as what they're talking about. They were looking over towards the on deck circle, right?
On deck circle and perhaps the signage. Andy Green is coming out now to talk to the umpires after his discussion. That's what they're looking at, I think. So now they have changed the signage, I guess because it was all white, perhaps. Was part of the problem.
Maybe the ball off the bat.
Could be.
But
all the signage had, all 4 signs have been white, and now they have been changed. Infield in all the way around. Bases loaded, nobody out. Lopez with an RBI single in the first, flied out to center in the third, struck out swinging in the 6th inning. Oh, and 2. Rafi didn't like it. On the ground, foul, and we'll do it again. 0-2. Great opportunity here for the Padres to grab some insurance on top by a run. Started with Spangenberg singling, Hosmer singling, a walk for Perella, bases loaded, nobody out.
Yeah, and try not to overswing right here. Something to the outfield, elevate to the outfield. Nice sharp one hopper with the infield in, cutting down the range of those Marlin infielders.
100 miles an hour, but it misses. 1-2. Spangenberg at third, Hosmer at second, Perella at first. Nobody out in the eighth. Up and away. Almost got away at 101. Harlan Garcia warming in the pen right now for Miami. 2-2 coming from Guerrero. Up and away again. Well, it's tough to hit, but it's tough to catch too when he's throwing that hard.
You got that right. The ball up and out of the reach there of Real Muto. That can go back to the screen off the glove.
On the wild side, 9 balls of the 15 pitches he's thrown.
All over the place.
Bases filled with Padres. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that is ball 4 to bring in another run. The Padres do get an insurance run. Spangenberg scores from third, and the Padres take a 6-4 lead. RBI for Rafi Lopez, his second of the game with a bases-loaded walk.
Patience and discipline paying off for the Padres. 1 on, 1 off. We've got a merry-go-round going here.
And here comes Don Mattingly with Villanueva being introduced. Looks like he's going to have a double switch here. Guerrero will be coming out. A pitching change in the bottom of the 8th. Padres have now taken a 2-run lead. On top 6-4, the pitching change from Petco Park. Against Jose Urena, who will be on the hill for the Marlins. Urena 0-7 with a 4.69 earned run average. Matched up against Clayton Richard, 3-6 with a 4.97 ERA. Game 3 of the 4-game series between the Padres and the Marlins. Well, the new pitcher on, Harlan Garcia, becomes the 4th arm used by Don Mattingly.
Started some games. He's their swing man. Another left-hander out of that bullpen for Don Mattingly. High on the walks.
Grounder with the infield in. It's into left center field. From third comes Hosmer. Perella will score 2 more Padres runs, and San Diego jumps on top 8-4. Christian Villanueva knocks in a pair.
Villanueva not wasting any time. We mentioned it before, getting the fastball early and jumping on it. Oh, that's got a good sound to it right there, scoring 2. And you know what else is another nice sound? Still nobody out.
First and second, and now Freddie Galvis will foul it off to the right out of play. The Soul for 3 has grounded out twice and struck out swinging. Down the right field line and foul. 0-2. Fouled off, and we'll do it again here. 0-2. 3 hits in the inning, 2 walks. 3 runs in for the Padres so far. Lopez at second, Villanueva at first. Nobody out here in the last of the 8th inning. Well, Margot waiting on deck for the Padres here in the 8th inning. Still nobody out. Galvis hits it in the air down the left field line. That ball is back towards the corner, and it's going to be a foul ball. Initially it looked like it may stay fair, but it ends up going foul down that left field line. So 1-2 now to Freddie Galvis. In the air to center. Brinson going back and over, and he can't catch it. Misplays it, it's off his glove. So Lopez is going to come in and score, and the Padres are going to take a 9-4 lead. Lewis Brinson was back there and just misjudged it. Clanks off the glove out there back towards the warning track.
This is a very catchable ball. Four-seamer away. Freddie does a nice job. Take that back. That ball leaks in, middle in. And boy, that's off the outside of the webbing. Closes glove too soon.
Her charge to the center fielder. No RBI. Brings up Manuel Margot. Another run for the Padres on top, 9-4. On the ground to third base, picked by Rojas to second for 1, on to first for 2. Villanueva will take third base, but a double play right there for the Marlins. And that'll bring up Matt Caesar. Coming into this inning, just the 1-run advantage for the Padres, and a very good inning in the 8th for Brad Hand, bringing him in to face the toughest hitters in the Marlins order, which just happened to be in the 8th inning. So Andy Green decided to go to him then. It's Realmuto, Bohr, and Anderson, and set the table for a big bottom of the 8th for the Padres so far, on top by 5. Caesar with a check swing foul. Eighth member of the Padres to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Oh, 0-2 Off balance cut there for Caesar. Swing and a miss, and Caesar strikes out to end the inning. Now the Padres had 4 runs in the 8th inning and take a 9-4 lead. Christian Villanueva with a big 2-run single as part of the inning. Freddie Galvis, Brinson couldn't catch it. Padres had another, take a 9-4 lead to the 9th.
To come in contact with and help through their trials. All those doors have now opened, and I can see what life has to offer me now, even as an amputee, and I think it's a lot more than before, and I'm just excited to start those opportunities. If Paralympics are in the future, then God willing, I'll be in the Paralympics.
Learn about the incredible work the Challenged Athletes Foundation does for local, physically challenged athletes and how they improve lives through sports on a new edition of Inside Sports San Diego, airing tonight after Padres Live, the postgame show. Don't want to miss that one.
Kazuhisa Makita is in the game, and he has jumped ahead here 0-2 of JT Riddle.
Well, Don, we look at Makita coming into this game with a 9-4 lead. Looks like the save came in the 8th inning for Brad Hand, right?
Line to center, and it gets by Margot. All the way back to the track, and flying around the bases is Riddle. He is going to try and score here, and he does. Coming all the way around, throw to the plate will be late. Misplayed by Margot.
Little League home run.
And it is an inside the park home run. Margot never made contact with it, apparently.
Yeah, him diving and laying out. And thank goodness the Padres added on when they did in the 8th inning. Boy, gosh, replace your divot. See that with the knee out there? Just glad Manuel did not get hurt. That's a Little League home run. Juice boxes and orange wedges for everybody after the game.
Here's Miguel Rojas, who will take strike one. First plate appearance, took over at third as part of the double switch last inning. It's at 263, 7 homers and 24 runs batted in. I didn't see that coming.
I thought he was playing on the hop.
Line drive to Margot. And was diving in, trying to catch it. Next thing you know, it's an inside the park home run. Fouled off, staying alive is Rojas.
But getting back to my point, how huge was that Brad Hand coming to the 8th? That's the save, really, right?
Absolutely. Able to strike out Real Muto, struck out Bohr, and then got Anderson to fly out to right. Fouled off to the right, out of play.
Won't get credit for the save, though.
A hold, right? 5-4.
Yeah.
To right field, falling fast and diving in right and making the catch is Jankowski. Fully laying it out. Travis Jankowski, great catch. Oh boy.
Ah, it was trapped. Bounced. Travis sold it.
This will be a base hit and overturn.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Now you might want to get Kirby Yates up in that bullpen. Chuck Mangione, 1-0.
Crowd seeing him on the big board. And the decision has come down. The runner be placed at first base.
He's hot, Pauls.
Call overturned on the field. That'll be the first hit for Rojas, and he's aboard with nobody out. And now Andy Green coming out to apparently make a pitching change. So yeah, Kirby Yates got back up pretty quickly, and looks like he will be coming into the game. Pitching change. Marlins have gotten a run back here so far in the 9th. 9-5 San Diego. So 442 feet off the bat of Franmil Reyes. Third big league home run, and it propelled the Padres to a 5-4 lead in the 6th inning. (9-5) now. Padres on top, and they go to Kirby Yates.
The last time out for Kirby was in Los Angeles. That was back on a Saturday. Kirby twirled an inning, gave up a hit, struck out one Dodger. His 21st game. Really good numbers from the right-hander.
So Rojas at first base, held on over there by Hosmer. And Brinson will take ball one inside.
And Andy Green making the pitching change even before it becomes a safe situation. Not a safe situation. The 8th run is on deck. Tying run has to be on deck in order for it to become a safe situation.
Swing and a miss at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball to even the count at 1-1.
Well, if the Padres ever needed a double play, it's right here.
One and two. Back-to-back fastballs, back-to-back strikes for Kirby Yates. Yadiel Rivera waiting on deck. That's out of the 8th spot in the Marlins order. That is strike 3 and out number 1 of the 9th
inning. Split finger fastball. Get up on top, let her rip. Outer third, and there's the grip.
So 1 out, and Rojas still at first base brings up Yadiel Rivera. Teams with 10 hits in this game. But it's the Padres on top 9-5 with 1 out in the 9th inning. He's falling behind 2-0. Well, an inside the park home run begins the inning for JT Riddle. First inside the park home run against the Padres here at Petco Park since Kurt Suzuki, May 20th of 2014, when he was playing for the Milwaukee Brewers. Two-one. On the ground towards shortstop. Galvis will go to second for 1. No throw from Perello to first base. Too much speed for Rivera, but there are 2 outs here in the 9th. 6-4 on the force out at second base. Let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealer.
You ask, you shall receive. Break Straley's streak. Dan Straley, Marlins winning each of his 5 starts, 5 2/3, 4 earned runs. Tyson Ross. Ross puts Miami in vice. Nice outing for Tyson Ross, although he will not be the pitcher of record this evening. Kept in the game, pitched very, very well.
2 down, 9th inning. Cameron Maben batting for the second time. He came in as part of a double switch in the 7th inning and grounded out to second base in his only plate appearance. Yates with a look over at first base where Rivera is not being held on, so he's just going to take second base on strike 1. Defensive indifference as Rivera takes second, eliminating a force play at second base. On the ground is short. Freddie Galvis with a bobble. The throw still in time to end the ball game. Well, the Padres hold on and win this one 9-5. Able to take game 2 of the series, and a big home run for Franmil Reyes. Once again, the final 9-5. Padres win it. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?
Well, Don, we're going to hear from the man of the hour, Franmil Reyes. We'll try to decipher all that's happened on this field. A little something for everybody tonight. We'll give you a preview of Inside San Diego Sports, which follows us immediately.